So before this video gets started, if you are an Uber driver, a Lyft driver, or a gig worker and you want paid time off, if you want paid time off, sick leave, you want protection if you get into accidents, if you want income protection, if you want protection if you ever get deactivated, hospitalized, if you ever do get deactivated and you want your account back as well, there's a brand new company that just launched and they got $1.6 million in funding. They're doing same day cash transfers to drivers, to gig workers for, you know, paid time off, all that stuff. If you want that, the company is called Cover. And if you use my link down below, you get 30 days for free. It does start at $7 a month. But again, if you use my link, you get 30 days for free. No commitments, no annual contracts. You can cancel and pause at any time. The company is called Cover. At least check it out. At least click my link down below and accept that gift of 30 days for free. And now let's get on to the video. Hey everyone, how's it going? Welcome back to the Rideshare Hub. My name's Dylan. Thank you so much for coming by. So in today's video, we're gonna be talking about basically what the Uber CEO has to say about everything going on in rideshare world. There's a lot of craziness going on. Both companies have threatened to shut down their apps. The courts are fighting back and forth with Uber and Lyft and seeing whether or not drivers want to be independent contractors, employees. And in a very recent interview, this is a brand new interview that the Uber CEO just did. He basically, for the first time, really came out and was really raw and authentic. And I wanted to share that with you because, you know, there are some good things he said, also some really bad things. He basically threatened to cut a lot of drivers. And also, for the first time, I'm going to be talking about what Lyft had to say about cutting drivers as well. Basically, if they have to adapt employee-like models for their business, which is a very real possibility because that's what the government is trying to do, to force these very large gig companies, Uber, Lyft, Instacart, DoorDash, Postmates, Grubhub, Amazon Flex, I think, yeah, make all those companies make their drivers employees. So yeah, that's what we're talking about today. I'm gonna bring up his quotes and basically share my thoughts and ask for you guys' thoughts as well. Check out the links down below, guys. There's a lot of really good links. As you guys might know, I'm in the process of moving, so I wanted to still get these videos out to you guys. Not sleeping a whole lot, but I want to get these videos out. So if you could do me one favor and just give the video a thumbs up as a show of appreciation for still getting these videos out. I thought, you know, I would regret it if I didn't cover this crazy time, even though I am moving and still, you know, hauling stuff into my apartment. It would be great if you could do that for me. It would help. It would make me feel appreciated. Thank you. All right, now let's get into this video article. So this is the article that we're looking at today. This is on TechCrunch, one of my favorite technology blogs. They have a lot of really great articles. And yeah, here we go. Judge grants Uber and Lyft temporary stay in driver reclassification case. So, as you guys know, basically the judge gave Uber and Lyft they essentially have a couple more months to basically give some letters to the state, give some letters to the government with plans. Both Uber and Lyft CEO need to speak on behalf of them. But yeah, it's probably gonna be a couple more months at least that rideshare is, you know, still active in California. But what I wanted to chat about is down here. So this is what Lyft had to say. He said, okay, I'll get into that in a second, about the 80-90%. But here we go. While we won't have to suspend operations tonight, we do need to continue fighting for independence plus benefits for drivers. That's what a Lyft spokesperson said. So they still want to give benefits for drivers, they just don't want to fully commit to the employee-like model. That's the solution on the ballot in November, and it's the solution drivers want because it preserves their ability to earn and to use the platform as they do now, whenever they want, while also getting historic new benefits. Without it, 80 to 90% of Californians who earn on app-based platforms will lose that opportunity. So That's not just Lyft. That's, I mean, they're saying that because they won't really be able to afford to hire these newbie drivers who sign up and drive 5 to 10 hours a week and then quit after 2 weeks. It's a lot of effort and a lot of money to pay drivers out as employees. So they said all those part-time workers, it won't be a side hustle anymore. This month, both Uber and Lyft argued in court that they should be able to continue to reclassifying their drivers as independent contractors. The judge disagreed and granted a preliminary injunction to force both companies to reclassify the drivers. Yesterday, Uber CEO said on a podcast that the company can't simply hire all 50,000 of its drivers overnight. Here we go, guys, listen up. This is what the Uber CEO had to say. This is a direct quote from that interview. He goes, "All of our model, everything that we have built, is based on this platform that brings earners and brings people who want transportation or delivery together." This was on Vox Media. They're big. "You can't flip that stuff overnight. It'll take time, and we will figure out a way to be in California. We want to be in California, but if the court case comes in, then we'll have to shut down. And we've got the best engineers in the world trying to figure out how we can rebuild this thing. If we do have to go employment model, what's going to happen is that we will then have to underwrite driver productivity. There will be far fewer drivers employed, so my guess is 70 to 80% of users who use Uber for flexibility, they drove 5 to 10 hours, etc., they will not be able to earn. The prices are going to go up for riders. They're going to go up less in city centers, so I think SF prices will go up by 20%. Smaller prices will go way up. I've seen numbers of over 100% in the Inland Empire, for example. What Uber, which is more of a less urban environment. What Uber is proposing with Prop 22 is essentially a third way of classifying gig workers. But co-founder of Gig Workers Collective, Vanessa Bain, says a third way is BS. It's categorically less than what we're entitled to under current law. Yeah, I mean, call it what you want, but I mean, Uber, dang, that girl's flying on this little bird scooter. Call it what you want, call it BS. I mean, I think that's a little childish of her to say. Like, but, sorry, these people are flying by on these little scooter things. But I mean, they're trying to compromise. And I looked at the bill, the Proposition 22, the third way that they're trying to do. It honestly doesn't look bad. I'm probably gonna vote yes on that because they're even introducing mileage or reimbursement, an additional 30 cents per mile of expense reimbursement, which I mean, it's pretty darn good. I mean, they're kind of like throwing us a bone here, Uber and Lyft. With this Prop 22, it's not bad. And it would definitely increase our earnings. So, I don't know. I mean, again, I'm a part-time driver. I'm not going out and driving 80 hours a week. So, again, I can't relate. I mean, I have driven those weeks before and they are tiring. But at the same time, like, I would never do that long-term anyway. The only time I would want to do 40 hours a week is if I needed to, I don't know, I don't have a car payment because I paid my car off, but if I had to pay rent, let's say, and I was like running late on rent, which I guess I can't even use that money for rent anyway because I have a business. But let's see. If I wanted to, yeah, maybe if I had a car lease and I wanted to pay my car payment, and I just wanted to drive 40 hours a week and said, look, I'm gonna drive 40 hours a week, pay my car payment, and then move on. But I wouldn't, I wouldn't time over again, drive 40 to 80 hours a week, and I don't think Uber and Lyft were really meant for that anyway. I think that is a very small percentage of drivers who, long-term want to drive 40 to 80 hours a week, 40 hours a week plus. So, I mean, at this point, I think Proposition 22 sounds great for us. I think it's the best solution. And I actually, in this case actually do agree with Uber and Lyft on what they have to say. So anyways, that is it for today's video, guys. Let me know what you guys think. Again, if you could please leave the video a big thumbs up for me, you know, making these videos as I move. Would really appreciate that. It does take a lot of time and effort filming, preparing these videos, and editing. So anyways, thank you all. Have an amazing day, and I'll talk to you all soon. Thank you. Bye.